So and its psychometric properties. Each item will undergo some further analysis wherein we could assess the item difficulty indexes, the reliability indexes, validity indexes, and so on and so forth. So we could look here some figures or some values. If the item is very easy, the ideal value for item difficulty index is 0.62. Below 0.20 is a very difficult. So that is for the item difficulty index. So for some tests, meron talaga silang easy items, moderate items, and difficult items. Depende yan kung anong klaseng test yung ginagawa natin. Now, let's go to item reliability index. This provides an indication of the internal consistency of the test, di ba? Pag sinabi natin reliability, this is about consistency of a test. So, paulit-ulit na nata-target yung construct na minimeasure natin. The higher this index, the greater the test internal consistency. Okay, so for its values, reliability index, we have 0.81 to zero point 0.1. This is very good. 0.61 to 0.80 is good. 0.41 to 0.60 is quite good. And 0.21 to 0.40 is poor. And very poor naman itong 0 to 0.2. Minsan sa mga test, meron silang reliability testing na pinapagawa. No? Factor analysis. This is a tool useful in determining whether the items on a test appear to measure what it really purports to measure. So in factor analysis, na-identify natin yung mga factors na pwede nang tanggalin. Diba? Now we have exploratory and confirmatory factor analysis. Too many items appear to be tapping a particular area and the weakness of such items can be eliminated. Next, item validity index. So another psychometric property that we could assess in item analysis is the validity index. So for research, recommended daw yung 0.78 or higher. Ang pagkakaalam ko 0.9 or 0.8 sa clinical, 0.7 pataas for research, academic use. In my own understanding yata, no? Ganyan. So, for validity indexes, we are determining the item score, standard deviation, and the correlation between the item score and the criterion score. Next, let's go to item discrimination index. So another analysis or form of analysis is we can assess whether the items could discriminate those that have performed well and not performed well towards each other. So it could separate high scorers from low scorers. So sino yung mga pasa sa mga bagsak, no? So I think this discrimination indexes is kind of important. This will allow us to the to determine who made the cut or not. So below 0.1 is poor, very high naman kapag 0.40 and above, and the values are over here. So this allows us to separate and discriminate high scorers and low scorers towards each other. Now let's go to item discrimination. So the higher the value of D, the greater the number of high scorers answering the item correctly. So a negative D value on a particular item is a red flag because it indicates that low scoring examinees are more likely to answer the item correctly than high scoring examinees. Ayan. So this is the item discrimination index. Okay. So now, moving on to speed test. Sometimes some tests are speed tests, so each item can be difficult, no? But for a speed test, basically, maraming test items to, paramihan ng tamang sagot, and madadali lang yung mga items, usually for that. Okay, test revisions now. Moving on the test revisions, what remains is the top is in the final form of the test. So usually, kapag nag-undergo na siya ng test revisions, uulitin ulit sa test tryout. Then, up until makuha na yung final version ng test na angkop na at best na yung items nakasali doon. So, some items from the original items will be eliminated and others will be rewritten. So, yun yung pinagawa ko sa inyo, di ba? At least malalaman natin yung original na scale and yung revised version na ng scale na ginawa ninyo. And so for test revisions, sometimes it could undergo cross-validation wherein the revalidation of a test on a sample of test takers other than those of whom the performance was originally found to be a valid predictor of some criterion. Validity shrinkage naman, there is a decrease in item validities that inevitably occurs after cross-validation of findings. So ito yung cross-validation is kinocompare mo yung mga trying to revalidate the sample of test takers performance. Okay? Ang co-validation naman is wherein you try to conduct 2 or more tests using the same sample of test takers is beneficial in test publishing because it is economical. So co-norming happens when it uses in conjunction with the creation of norms of the existing norms. So there's a lot of terminologies. Test development is kind of lengthy chapter. Scoring drift, we have anchor protocol, and differential item functioning. Developing item banks, so the item pool items are available for use as well as items created for the item bank, and it is evaluated by experts, respondents, using qualitative and quantitative methods. So si item bank contains items that made the cut or not. So, minsan may mga items talagang kailangan ng tanggalin. Item banks, questions are administered to a large sample. Usually, ang item banks kapag examinations, summative examinations, qualifying examinations, usually maraming items yun na pinipili siya ni computer adaptive testing, for example, or sometimes technology could choose the items na ibibigay niya sa'yo randomly. The computer adaptive testing kasi is mostly kapag nakuha mo yung question na yun, dadalhin ka niya sa mas mahirap pa na question up until sa magkamali ka. And kung mali ka naman dun sa answer mo on that question, dadalhin ka niya dun sa mas madaling item para makuha mong tama up until makuha niya yung level of aptitude mo. So usually ganun ang ginagawa sa computer adaptive testing, yung CAP kanina. No? Yung item pool naman, random talaga na set of questions ibibigay sa bawat test takers. Hindi magkakapares. So, pwedeng magkaiba. Kaya minsan may mga set A at set B, ganyan. Yung manual, pero item pool yung tawag din. So, impactan siya ng questions na pwedeng pagkunan ng questions. So, I know I cannot discuss it all. I cannot spoon feed you with all of the information. But please read the chapter for test development for Cohen and Swerdick. No, iyon lang talaga makakatulong sa inyo para mas maintindihan pa si test development. Kind of lengthy kasi yung chapter ngayon. So again, this is a recorded session. We don't have any classes now. It's just that I don't have any free time for this week to provide a lecture about this one. Hope you will listen and sana gawin nyo na yung examination or yung output for your summative examination. Thank you so much and God bless us all. Enjoy the rest of your day.